Okay. Welcome everybody to our weekly connection. We're here kind of vibing and taking over for Ariel. She's in here. If you can see one of the squares, she's somewhere in here. There she is. There you go. So she's going to be kind of popping in because she's traveling right now. So she kind of can't sit still and like know that the kids in the back, there's stuff happening. There's stuff happening. So we're taking over today just a little bit to help you guys with the upcoming week, to talk about the flash sale, to talk about the things that are upcoming, and to kind of connect. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, we'll talk about those at the end as well. But we want to give you kind of like little snack bite-sized things that you can be doing to prepare yourself for fall, to talk about follow-up and all the things. So to kick us off, let's start. Courtney, what do you think? Courtney, Katie, do we want to start follow-up first? Do we want to talk about what's coming first? Probably follow-up. Let's talk about
follow-up. Start with follow-up and then move into how you can use your follow-ups to move into the LTOs.
Heck yes.
So we had a huge flash sale yesterday, and it was really great. I had a lot of great success, and I want to tell you about how I'm going to follow up with my customers as a thank you for supporting me, because as we all know, there's hundreds of consultants and they can pick anybody, but they still pick me. So how do you keep your customers continually picking you? You build connections with them. If you did get people that purchased in the sale yesterday, make sure you reach out to them if you have not already and say, hey, just wanted to say thank you for your order. I'll keep you updated on the shipping process for it. If you have any questions, just let me know. And then just from there. And then once they get their order, give them a day or two to sniff the things, and then ask them, hey, how are you liking your order? And it doesn't need to be like super pushy or salesy. You don't have to say, oh, you got your order, here's my link to place another one. But let them know that you actually valued that you actually valued their order. Just say, I want to make sure that you love it. If you don't love it, we have a satisfaction guarantee. Let's go ahead and make sure that you are 100% satisfied with your order. And then you can move into, in a month or so, or when we have LTOs coming up, you can say, hey, I don't know if you're interested, but we do have XYZ launching. I'd be happy to show you what's all coming.
Heck yeah.
You also can do any kind of one stamp mailer to them with a little sample that says, thank you for your order. In fact, I probably have one sitting here in front of me. Well, this one says, thank you for sample time again. But it's got my face on it, and it just says, thanks for your order. Here's some to thank you for your order. Here's a sample. And people love samples. And it takes one stamp, and all you have to do is send it to them in the mail, and, makes their mail smell delicious. And then when they think of Scentsy next time, they'll think of you. And just about kind of making sure that they know that you're not just a debit card, or they're just a debit card.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to add to that. So I will address the elephant in the room. Amy is closing, right, in August. And something that I just jumped into was going back to Amy, because I was like, I want a fast, easy follow-up. And so what I realized is I stressed myself out. Oh gosh, Amy's leaving. What am I going to do? I had to go back to the very basics, which is keep it simple, silly, kiss, keep it simple, silly. I realized that if I just do, even if you haven't done anything for follow-up, even if you are not moving into that space yet where you're like, oh, I can't wrap my head around what I'm going to do yet, do the very, very basic minimum. Okay. Go into your orders, click on the thing, or click on your customer's order, click on their number, say, thank you so much for your order, and move on. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, because I think I build it up in my head a lot. I've realized my anxiety, my perfectionism kind of like latches onto that and is like, if you don't do everything perfect, you can't do it at all. But what I realized, oh my gosh, my kid's coming. What I realized is that the perfectionism on thinking, oh gosh, I have to do it a certain way, or it's not perfect enough, or it's not enough. My customers don't care. I have loyal customers that I didn't do follow-ups with for a while. I didn't give them samples, like things that I want to do. I wasn't in the mindset yet to be able to do it. They didn't care. They still love the fact that I thanked them. They love the fact that they're connected to me as a person first. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we say this is a people business. We are making beautiful people connections so that it's not something you have to big stress about. Okay. So if you don't get it done one month, get it done the next month. If you need to move it around, whatever, just figure out what works for you and what you're able to do in this current lifestyle that you have. Okay. And just follow up, especially this is the perfect opportunity. You're starting fresh. In my opinion, a flash sales is a fresh start. Okay. Start with that. Start with the people that went in your flash sale, because those are your loyals that are watching your posts. Cause I guarantee you, some of you guys probably forgot to send an email. It's me, I'm talking to me. You forgot to send an email, but I know the people that shopped, guess what? They're the people that are watching my posts. They're the people who are engaged in my Instagram or on my Facebook. So this is a perfect start for moving into following up and having a system for following up. Katie.
All right. So I'm like making so many mental notes. So when you said my name, it almost scared me. I was like, yes, present and accounted for. Okay. So let's take this momentum from the flash sale and let's now move it into the rest of the month, because we know we have some really fun and exciting things coming our way. Hey, we have Wally, we have Eva, we have them all coming, but we have a 12-day stretch in between what's coming and where we're at. And all of us are riding this momentum off the flash sale, and we need to harness that and use that to the benefit of our business. So something to really consider right now, we're just going to drop a little truth bomb right now. The new launches, the LTOs, they're not going to sneak up on anybody. We know the date. We know it's coming July 19th. Here is something to think about. Do not consider speed in your business. Consider strategy. So many of us have just come off SFR. If you weren't there, I know you've seen the sneak peeks because we're all doling those out in the groups. So here's the thing. You have this wealth of knowledge at your fingertips right now. Now you need to stop and think about how you want to use it, because speed isn't going to be what's going to cross the finish line at this point in time. It is going to be strategy. So take this time to think about how you want to set yourself up as an LTO consultant, right? As someone, if you are into Disney, it's your time to shine. Okay, if you're not, it's still your time to shine, because I guarantee you have customers that are Disneyers. You have customers that have small children that are watching Moana on repeat. You have people that have the nostalgia of Wally. So all of these words I'm using, start thinking about how you want to use that in your LTO. But that's great. Think about it, get a strategy, but don't let this 12 days pass you by without carrying that momentum over. Because what we don't want to do, that Courtney and Fallon touched on, is we don't want to say, hey, flash sale, thanks for everything, dormant. Hey, LTO, thanks for everything, get those debit cards out. That's not kind of the momentum that you want to keep building. You want to be a consultant that is knowledgeable, that knows what's coming up, that has value to offer your customers. Remember, don't make this about you. As much as this is our business, it's really not about us. We are just the courier to the product. So make sure you're dropping knowledge to your customers, you're showing them how the products work. And that's what we should be doing in this 12-day stretch while we wait, is consider strategy. How do you want to talk about the products? Our entire catalog, our current catalog, this entire beauty is on sale. Everything. Yes, like we talked about earlier, it's not the deepest discounts that we just saw, but that's the beauty, is every now and again, Scentssy's going to drop a little fire on us and say, hey, let's do something to get your customers excited. Now that they're excited, it's our job to tell them what else is left in here. If you have a wax and warmer customer, let's convert them into a pods and wall diffuser. Maybe they don't know about it. If you have someone using counter clean, do they know about bathroom cleaner? It's our time in that 12-day stretch to think about conversion. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm an LTO girl. I rest my laurels on those LTOs because I love it. But I think what makes it successful for me is my excitement about it, because it's palpable through the screen. And so you have got to find something right now that gets you this excited. If it's not Wally, totally cool. Maybe it's bathroom cleaner and how it cuts that grease on your shower door. Just find something to get excited about and then show it. But don't just show the product, show your face, show your excitement, because those are the things that are palpable through the screen. And those are the things that are going to keep your customers loyal to you, is that they're going to know you are a very well-rounded consultant. So I would just say, if I can leave you with something, start thinking strategy over speed, how you want this 12 days to look, and do not let this amazing LTO sneak up on you. Start thinking now how you're going to let your customers know about Wally and Hey Hey and Eva, because there's so much nostalgia and there's so much streamline in this LTO. Everyone can find success with this one.
Heck yes. Okay, so actionable steps. Let's talk about that, because Katie, that was a beautiful introduction to, we have 12 days. We have 12 beautiful days. So this is a great time to plug in the fact that if you did not know, we're doing like a 90-day kill it challenge. Okay. And you might not have started on Monday. That's okay. I didn't start on Monday because listen, there's been things happening. Okay. But here's the thing. I am conscious of this checklist that Ariel made. So you might not know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about it real quick. Okay. There's 90 days that we are challenging ourselves to be consistent in talking about our business. So she did a 5x7 checklist. I think that's what we decided it was called, 5x7 checklist, not a 5x5, a 5x7. Okay. So we've got a 5x7 checklist. Here's your challenges to do in the next 12 days. Okay. In the next 12 days, let's start the momentum, keep the momentum, because you posted about the flash sale because you were excited. Now you're not going to go dormant. You're going to be showing up every day with the 90-day challenge and showing that you're excited about the business, because you are, right? Okay. So 5x7, making one post, Instagram or Facebook, doesn't matter, about your business, about what's happening, about your products that you love. Like Katie said, choose something that you like, that you can actually show an excitement about. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? There's some things I don't use. Guess what? I don't talk about them. And that's okay, because my customers know what I like. I sell the crap out of cleaning products, because guess what? I love our cleaning products so much. And I've shown people, yes, 5x7. I love our cleaning products. So my posts will probably be talking about the different cleaning products. Maybe I'll focus on one cleaning product for the week. Maybe I'll say, here's bathroom cleaners. Here's me actively cleaning. We were just talking about this, Courtney, if she wants to chime in about what she did. But I might focus on bathroom cleaner and showing I'm cleaning my kid's bathroom because it's disgusting. Now, let me show you outside how I can apply that. Next day, let me show you how I use it in a weird place. Let me show you how it cuts grease in my oven. Like, there's so many different ways that you can talk about products multiple days in a row that are still personal and not just like, here's a flyer, right? So making one post, making one offer to host, join, or buy. I highly recommend, now this is my extra challenge. You're making a post about a product already. Make a post about hosting or joining. Like, do yourself a favor, because the sooner you plant those seeds of like, do you want to join? You can join. Right now, there's a special going on. If you guys don't know, check your news tab. We have a special going on for our join kit. So posting about that would be way more fruitful, in my opinion, for your future, the longevity of your business, than just talking about buying right now. Following up with your customers. We just gave you guys ideas. Keep it simple, silly. Talk to your customers. Katie and Courtney both touched on how to talk to your customers, making sure you're not disappearing, thanking them for their order, genuinely telling them like, wow, that made a huge difference. Thank you so much for, being a part of my flash sale. Next thing is posting on your Instagram stories, making a reel, or going live. So I know a lot of people aren't on Instagram, doesn't matter. Go live on Facebook. You'd be surprised. A lot of people are still on Facebook and they want to see your face. They want to see you talk about stuff. Don't have anything to talk about? Here's the thing. If you don't like showing your face, I did this for a while in this weird middle ground that I had. I love going live, but there were days that I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to show my face. I'm just going to walk them around my house and show them how I apply things. Maggie actually does this fantastically on Instagram. You watch her feet walk through her house, puts her wax in her warmer, walks to the next one, puts her wax in her warmer, sprays down the counters, wipes the counters. You're not seeing her face, but you're seeing how she applies using the products throughout the day. So it's more of like a entire day kind of thing, and people can see how Scentsy can be a part of their entire life. Okay, so posting on Instagram stories, making a reel, or going live. Courtney's also a bomb at reels. If you haven't looked at her, I mean, honestly, Courtney and Katie bomb at reels. But those are really fun to do too. They can be quick. They can be 15 seconds, which is highly recommended. 15 seconds out of your day to record something, put it on Instagram, done. And then the last one is connecting with 5 to 10 new leads. It says this one usually freaks people out, but we meet new people in parties, fundraisers, and at events. It's super easy to scroll my Instagram followers and people that I follow to chat with them. I also use the hashtags I follow on Instagram to start conversations with people I have things in common with. Additionally, you can, if you're a part of a group on Facebook, like just making connections as people, Scentsy can always be something you're going to be talking about Scentsy during the 90 days anyways. They're going to see you're a consultant. So find connections with people who have things in common. Right now, I'm geeking out about Stranger Things. Who isn't, right? I just found out a girl at my base was in one of the scenes. She was in one of the scenes in Stranger Things, and she just posted on it. I was like, oh my God, I'm adding her, obviously. And she put her middle name as Disner, and I was like, we're going to be friends. Yeah, we're going to be friends. So connecting with 5 to 10 new leads doesn't necessarily just have to be Scentsy centered. Okay. It can be Scentsy adjacent. It could be people that are into crocheting. It could be people that are into the art. They could be people that go to your favorite coffee house all the time. Like people will post and tag things on Instagram. You can go and look who loves your favorite coffee house, add them. You can find people who love the books that you love. You can find people, you name it. You gotta multi-dimensional personality. Think of all the things that go into your personality and then find people that also fit into those plugs. And guess what? They will eventually love Scentsy. Trust. They will watch your process. There are bubbles outside of my window and that was really distracting. I am so sorry. Oh, very strange, but just finding new people. So 5 to 10, right? We can do that for 90 days, right? Easy peasy, helps with your follow-up and also keeps you in the know with everybody on your list. That's a lot of words. Okay, Courtney, Katie, anything to add?
Well, I just have a quick note too about the 90-day goal challenge. It is not an all or nothing. It is a do what you can, do the best that you can, show up for you and for your business for these 90 days and see how it transforms your business. I think it's really important to understand that, okay, yeah, we started on a holiday. That was like not intentional, but you know, I wanted to be able to give you time to sit and reflect with the questions that are part of the challenge so that you had a clear vision going in. And if you haven't done that yet, do that and then jump in and join us. We're going through October 2nd. So it's not an all or nothing. It's a jump in and do what you can, be intentional, work your business, follow this checklist and watch your business grow. So don't feel like, oh, I didn't start, I can't start. Don't do that to yourself. You are worth so much more than that. Join us, please.
And also even think about if you did it for like 30 days out of 90. Even if you did that sporadically, you're still planting seeds every time you talk about something. So it's like still sprinkling on those 90 days. So it'll be fine. I probably will not hit the 90 days. I'm going to push myself to do things that I don't normally do and to see how it affects everything. Back to Salt Lake City from Boise. Oh, that's what you were just answering somebody. Yeah. So does anybody have any questions, any ideas, any things?
I would add one more thing, just because we've talked a lot about a lot of ideas. I would also reiterate just to start where you're at, because it can be very overwhelming to think of all the ideas we just talked about. And we do talk about simplifying things, picking one product, picking one idea. But beyond that too, if you feel like you have, let's look a little bit further down the road too, if you feel like you have really mastered, you feel very comfortable posting, you feel very comfortable doing these things, let's talk about one step further and choosing like one system you can use to really streamline that. And it doesn't have to cost money. If you guys have, I don't know what all kind of phones you guys have, but I'm an iPhone user. iMovie is a free app already on your phone. Just like Fallon said, if you don't feel ready today, I'm very nasally and whatnot, so I'm like, I need something else I can do right now. But what you can do is, one of my favorite things is to show, oh, please be nearby. Nope. Okay, like get out like a fragrance flower and show yourself coloring the tips, and then do a lap, show the like 8 hours later what it looks like, and then show 3 days later that kind of bleeding effect it has. And what you can do is simply take pictures, upload them in iMovie, and then you can voice over. So it's just your voice and you're explaining the process that this is one of our unplugged items. It can go anywhere in your home, does not require a plug-in. Take it one step further and show how you color it. But your voiceover in that, people, like Fallon said and Courtney said, they want that connection to you. You know, you can Google Pinterest all day long for these beautiful pictures of our wax and our warmers and all of these wonderful things. But I think people really like the connection to you, show how you use these products in your home, what they mean to you. And when you hear someone's voice over it and you hear their excitement, you hear their passion for things, I think that's really what carries that loyalty over as well. So I would just take that one step farther and say, there's nothing you can break on your workstation. There's really nothing you can break on your phone by opening these apps and playing around with them. And that's how I found a lot of the techniques that work for me, as I just started playing around with things. My first few reels, but I just got on there and started playing around with them. You know, my first few voiceovers, not the best, but I posted them anyway. You have to kind of push past that fear, get in there and just start playing around with some systems, because what also you don't, if you start getting bored with what you're doing, you can pretty much guarantee your audience might be getting a little dormant with it too. So change it up, get in there, play with some new techniques, but you'll be surprised what you can find that is completely free as well.
Heck yes. I want to touch on something because you did talk about simplifying. And I had heard of this idea. Candy and Ariel went and talked about it a while back. Okay, it's not a game plan. What did you call it, Ariel? When you like write out, you're not deviating.
The anchored business plan.
Anchored business plan. So I finally went back. Finally, guys, listen, it's been a while. Okay. But I finally went back and I decided, you know what? Setting myself up for fall, I'm going to write my game plan out. I'm going to write my anchored business plan, because for me, and being my sporadic little brain, I get very overwhelmed very fast. My ADHD, the second it's like, that seems like too many steps, I'm done. And that's very not great for business, right? So it kind of causes like you some anxiety, and then you kind of back off your business a little bit. So instead I decided, you know what, I'm going to sit down and tackle this. And so in my meantime, like when I'm relaxing, when I was binging Stranger Things, stuff like that, I've been writing my anchored business plan. And basically I sat down and I said, okay, first I want to make sure my personal, I literally have it written down, my personal stuff that I need to do for me every day is first. So I have my exercise routine written down. I have what I'm going to be making sure I'm upping my protein, making sure I'm drinking enough water. All of that stuff is written out. And that seems dramatic, but that helps your business, believe me or not. Okay. When I wake up in the morning and I do my meditation, my brain is like, that we're stepping into the office in a good peak state, as Tony Robbins calls it. When you are in the right state of mind, you are able to accomplish things that you're not normally able to accomplish. Okay. So writing down what I need to do for me to make sure that I'm happy enough to tackle my business. Okay. So then after these things are done, then I'm able, also including in that is also hobbies. You'd be surprised. Your body and your brain needs hobbies. It does. It needs, I need to craft today. I need to read today. I need to do this, because that helps your brain to kind of like, again, be multifaceted, allow yourself to have more things that you're in love with, so that you're in love with everything all the time. I know it sounds really dramatic, but it really does work. Okay. Another thing is gratitude. I start with gratitude in the morning. It has changed my business in that when things go sideways and you're able to train your brain to look for the good, there's a whole study on this. Okay. Our brains run off of a survival brain. It's trying to keep us safe. It will keep us in the negative on purpose to keep us safe. It is what our brains try to do. If we can try in the morning to have, say, 2 things that make you happy and that you're grateful for in the morning. Because if you're starting to train your brain to be positive, when something bad happens in your business, you're going to go, that's okay, because I can pivot. Again, Amy, I just erased it. I said, follow up with Amy, and then it's closing. And I'm like, you know what? We're pivoting. Like, it's not going to stop me. I got to whoop, whoop. It's like it takes your brain less seconds once you're focusing on gratitude to switch back to positive. Like, oh, I'm in a nope, we're not gonna do that. Okay. So those are my things that I'm like, these have to happen for me to be the best owner of my business, to step into the office in the right headspace. So then I wrote out everything that I want to do for my sales. And the big thing about the anchored plan, guys, is when you write these down, everybody posts amazing things every day. They're like, this is what I do. This is what I do. This is what I do. And my brain normally goes, ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This instead, I go, oh, I love it. And I love the thing that Ariel calls it a parking lot. Okay. You go, oh, I love it. And then you move it to your parking lot. You're like, I'm not going to deal with that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my sales thing, find out how I want to do my sales. So for me, I want to make sure I have one in-home event. I'm really good at in-home events. I want to connect with people in person. So one in-home event a month, online 40. 40. Yeah, exactly. 4 online parties a month. I want to make sure that I'm following up, and now I have to create a new system. So I got to highlight that so that I go back and figure out my follow-up. But again, I'm keeping it simple. I'm going to just text people for now. And then getting 4 new Scentsy Club subscribers a month. I want to start building that in. So that's part of this is my sales. I'm focusing on this. My customers for follow-up have kept me afloat for a really long time. It's time for me to start serving them better with parties and in-home events, right? So I know that is what I'm going to stick to. So when everybody's posting their cute ideas in fall, because it happens, everybody's going to be posting, because fall for some reason is like a creative vortex. Everybody's excited. I go back to this and go, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to focus here. So I'm going to do this for about 6 months and see how my business changes. The next thing that I focused on was sponsoring. Because building your team, guys, if you want a business that has longevity, if you don't want to be a superstar director, I understand. That's okay. Just figure out if that's part of your business model. And if it is, right in your sponsoring. I think we should offer the opportunity whether or not we want to be at SSD or not, because I know how much this business has changed my life, how fun it is, how many friends I've made just from being a part of this, that I want to make sure that I'm offering it. So for me, I always have a goal. So for promotions, that's something I'm building into my sponsoring now, is I want my teamies to promote. So my goal is to have at least 4 promotions a month. I want my team to succeed. And I also want to bring new people in, both at the same time. Rising tide, as we call it. That's my name of my team. So yeah, what am I doing for sponsoring? Offering kits daily, posting lifestyle daily, sharing my story one time a month at least. A dream team list 1 time a month. I don't like writing dream team lists. I don't, but I'm going to start doing it for intention purposes, to say, I know who I want on my team and who I want to travel with. I know I'm going to write it down, because I know those people will eventually come along. List of 100 1 times a month. And then I also highlighted, I need to create a system for training my new people. So I'm going to write down what I need to do and then write that system. And then I'm not going to deviate from it. Last thing is coaching. Figure out how you want to coach. People do it all different ways. If videoing one-on-one is not a thing, make team videos. Making a goal ladder. That was something that I have it's a future idea. It's a not parking lot, something that I'm going to be building into my business. And then making sure we're here at the weekly connection. Okay. That's all part of the plan. But creating that game plan, that anchored plan, will help you in fall to stay focused, because the biggest thing in this business is doing things continually. So if you're constantly doing new things, it's not very continuous. You're doing new things. You're not keeping up with the same thing. So if you can keep up with the same thing, even if you set 6 weeks, it doesn't have to be 6 months, but if it's 6 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is, keep up with a certain amount of things, see if it fits your lifestyle, and if it doesn't, tweak it. Okay. So that's my little spiel about getting ready for fall and your little anchored plan to make sure that you're focused for this fall. Ta-da! Anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything else? We have like a lot of time left.
I know you guys have been awesome this morning. Would you be willing to share your anchored plan? In the business support group?
Yeah, I have to finish 2 parts, and then I can totally share it.
Awesome, because I think that's a good reminder, especially going into a new season. It's a great time for change, but also
consistency.
Yes. Yes. I think you brought up a good point too. People are so inspired in the fall season and the winter season that you're going to see all of these new things thrown at you. And I like the idea of it being a vortex, because it will suck you in. It'll get you.
Yeah.
So don't let it. You've been warned.
Well, and it's like, add to that your natural brain trying to tell you, oh, I'm not good enough because I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm not doing this. You're fighting emotions that you shouldn't. You should be like, no, this is how I'm being. I'm like, no, this is my, oh, it's cute. Cut it off. Like, oh, I'm not doing anything extra, Keep up with what you got.
Yes, and that's why, that's another reason we're doing this 90-day goal challenge, is because that building that in that 90 days, we're going to be able to see what works and how it works. We're going to be able to see those tangible things at the end of it, because you're going to be consistent. You're going to keep doing those things. You're going to put other things in your parking lot list that you don't want to work on now, that you want to work on someday, and you're going to stay focused to see those results. We're not just going to give it a quick 1 week and done.
Yeah. You guys planned it like perfectly too, because the transition season, this is like the best time to start planting those seeds for recruiting, because they can take off in fall. So if you're planting seeds now, you know, give it the 3 months. It's usually when so in October, people will want to join, people want to be a part of the excitement, especially with the new freaking catalog. If nobody's looked at it yet, you should go look at it. It's on your workstation. It is beautiful. Is it not on I'm waiting for Ariel's, what she was gonna say. No? No, okay. But yeah, that's pretty much the goals. Is I will share my anchored plan. I also find and bump the video. I think it was on Firefly that we talked about the anchored plan. Highly recommend going back and rewatching it. Are you okay, Ariel? Nope, she's not okay. But the anchored plan's great.
It booted me out and then brought me back in. So I don't know.
We watched you for like a solid minute. It didn't boot you on my screen at least. But yeah, so that's the other thing, is building in this weekly connection, I think, is really important. You guys get to come chat with us, even if you don't have any questions and you don't want to go and pop in. Like right now, perfect opportunity. If you're like, hey, do you want to pick any of our brains on what we do in our businesses, see who you match with most, see who runs their business similarly, this is the time, especially when you've got leaders on leaders. You've got one question.
From an off-screen person who couldn't attend.
Okay.
Maybe not quite a question, but she's looking for some advice, I guess. She's upset with the sale ending the way that it ended, because she was in the process of putting things in, and then all of a sudden it was in her cart and she was checking out and it changed the prices on her, like just like that. And she was upset because she'd collected orders for her customers to do a buddy donation drive with all of the stuff. And then she's like, all of a sudden my orders went from being $100 to $400. And she feels a tad embarrassed about having to refund money for the donations. And she feels like when she reached out to support, that they didn't care, that all they got was their quota. So she's looking for something. I'm not quite sure, but.
Okay. So I'm a fixer and I want to ask, are you in communication with them right now?
Kind of.
Okay. I would ask them if they want to vent or if they would like me to give solution, because I am a overbearing solution fixer.
She may be just looking, she maybe not quite as, because she's already solved the problem. She's refunded the money.
Okay.
So she may just be looking for validation that it's okay to be upset.
Oh, absolutely. So here's the thing. Communication isn't perfect. Everybody at home office is also human. And I have to give them grace usually when this kind of stuff happens, because what I take as while supplies last is different than what they meant it, especially in this season and this current news article that when they posted about the sale. So it's difficult it sucks. Like, let's just start with that. It sucks that happened, because that's disappointing. It hurts. It's one of those things where you feel like you can't really recover, but we have to give grace and understand that home office tries their best. There's a lot of moving cogs that sometimes don't work. It's like me in my business. I don't work all the time. Like something falls off the edge, it messes up, I mess up, and I have to apologize. On the fixer side of things, I would encourage her, because she has the heart, she was trying to donate, to find a new way to maybe reach out to that company and figure out a fundraiser or a way that she could in some way still get those people to donate, be like, hey, we're going to pivot. If I know your original donation was only $10, but if you'd still like to do that, we can still donate as many buddies as we can collectively, even though the price changed, because she still has the intention of helping an organization, and we don't want that to go away. We don't want that to be wasted, especially when people have already pledged that money. They probably would be okay with that pivot. So yeah, it sucks, and it's one of those situations where like I lost sales yesterday because my people didn't hear about the sale until last night, because again, I didn't get my email out. And so then this morning waking up to that wasn't exactly fun, but it's something that we just have to handle and see how we can make it better through our business. And she has the heart to help. So maybe that will help her.
I have on a pivot, if we were ready to. I felt like that was a good, okay. My cues aren't always appropriate, so let me know if we are not buttoned up with that yet. I just have an idea. Okay, so on a pivot, I wanted to share something here. I was going to share it with my team today, but this is just like a little tip. Okay, because we know July is such a transition, right? And we know that August starts the new incentive for travel and all the things. So looking forward, just a couple things that we know to be true is that we can keep a party open for 90 days, meaning we can have some parties open now with the hope and the intention that we can hit these to the margin, that we can turn them to a new team member, right? Not the PRV, but that we can offer that exclusive host kit for free, knowing that August is going to start this big incentive push. So here's something that I saw from another consultant outside of our realm of the collective that I thought, I'm going to give this a whirl. So yesterday, what I did is I had my party open, obviously for the flash sale, but something I noticed is even with the most coached customers, the most loyal customers, somebody is not going to hit the party button when they check out, right? It happens. And then that rewards is just kind of lost. The sale's not, but the reward is. So this is what I did yesterday, and it worked. So I had my flash party open, but I also opened a secondary party that's running for 90 days entitled, I'm Not Shopping with a Party. That is literally the name of the party on my website right now. Is I was going to pull it up and show you because I have my main one I'm trying to get, but literally, let's see if this will, it's literally called, I'm Not Shopping with a Party. Party. Do you know how many people clicked that yesterday? Okay, after coached in my VIP group that this is the party link open for you. You know, in your private VIP group, maybe you have some incentives that you're doing with parties that aren't attached to a hostess, okay? And still, I had people check out and apply, I'm not shopping with a party. It was significant enough that those rewards would have been completely lost. It was significant enough in lost sales yesterday that it's already counting as it's self-sustaining party. So that is just a little tidbit I want to pop in here today, since we're talking, you know, it's a place to connect and share tips and tricks. Moving forward in the month of July, you know, we have this awesome LTO coming up, but as we talked about, we have an entire month of selling this beautiful catalog, and people are going to randomly come in, you know, not necessarily on our timeline, but they're going to be shopping on their own. Just make sure you maybe have some margins set up so you're catching as many rewards as you can. So come August 1st, after you've made your dream team list, you can contact 2 or 3 people and say, hey, intentionally, I have thought of you for this reason. Be so specific when you offer the opportunity to somebody. They don't want a blanketed reason why they should come to Scentsy. They want to know why they would be a great fit for Scentsy. And give them that, right? That's such a gift to give to somebody, to say, I see you and I see a value in this way, that I think you would be so great for this opportunity. And then you have this kit to offer them too, simply because you had a party open called I'm Not Shopping with a Party. I was actually shocked yesterday. I was like, I'll open it and see what it does. And when I looked yesterday, I was like, really? Okay, well, it works. So I just want to drop that little bit of fairy dust. I saw somebody else doing it and I was like, that's actually genius. And it
I was
works.
just thinking your PWS random people, when you're paid at like lead and above, you show up on random searches.
Yes.
They would probably put it in that.
Yes, because believe it or not, I feel like some people find it intimidating, like they're actually encroaching on somebody's party or they don't realize. Remember, people don't know what they don't know. They don't know the inside information like we know. So sometimes when they are just fast and furious, like a flash sale trying to check out, they're not thinking that they should attach it to something. And a lot of times I know as a consumer, I would feel, oh, well, I wasn't invited to that party. I'm not going to apply it. But when if I would see a link that says I'm not shopping with a party, I'm probably going to click it. And little do they know that is another net that you're catching rewards that you can bless others with in the future. Because at some point we know, of course, we can use those rewards for so many different facets in our business. Of course, we do that. But there is nothing greater than using those rewards and blessing it forward. So open a party. I'm not shopping with a party. And August 1st, you're going to have a free kit to offer someone, free or reduced, if you will. But I was actually very pleasantly shocked with how well that worked yesterday because it just would have been lost rewards. So
I just added that to my sales plan on my anchored plan every month, adding that.
yes,
I also, that's,
open.
yeah, that's genius.
There's no reason not to have your I'm not shopping with a party link open for the full 90 days and just close it when you've hit that margin, when you
Yeah.
have someone ready and you can flip it. If you're not intentionally using that party for a hostess or for a reason, keep it open as your catch all and then intentionally do not close that party until you've given it to a new consultant. Just make that a rule. I have a rule. I try not to ever close a party until I have offered that kit to who is on my mind, right? That name is on your heart for a reason. And sometimes you get a scary name and it's like, nope, no, thank you. That is a little too intimidating for me. That name is on your heart for a reason. And usually they are going to be the ones that come in that are looking for something. They've been waiting for somebody to offer something to them. They need something in their life. And we don't know what it is. Not to go down this rabbit hole, but just remember when we are talking about the opportunity, it's not always about the money, period. You got to find other reasons to share this opportunity with people because for a lot of people, they have their systems in place already, right? Their gas prices, the economy is kind of doing a thing. So, of course, it's enticing. It might not be the reason someone jumps in with you, though. So, make sure, especially if you get a scary name and you know why, you got to be honest and say, you know what? Man, you magnetize me. You are going to magnetize people to this opportunity. You have such a gift in the way you present yourself. You have such a way that you posture yourself, that you share opportunities and you share products so beautifully. I would love the opportunity to tell you about what I'm doing. So just make sure you're honest and vulnerable with people, but get that party link open that says, I'm not shopping with a party.
So I have a question about the $49 kit. Can host rewards be applied to this kit? That's a good question. So
No, because it is the regular kit. No. The host kit is something entirely different in the workstation, whereas the regular kit, which just happens to have a special, is only available on your PWS. Does that make sense?
I'm not going to, I'll ask you later. Because there was something, yeah, I'll ask you later. But yeah, so what we're going to say no and table that for now. I was getting confused. I don't blame you. There's a lot of kits. That's the weird thing is we have so many opportunities to offer this business for free, for discounted, and now a special on our full kit, which also, if you guys haven't talked that up, transition months are the perfect time for people to join, even if they're hobbyists and they just want stuff, right? Because they get testers of both that they can use up their own whenever they want. Okay. It's like beautiful. It's like the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen is the transition month kit. And the fact that it's $49, kind of insane. Anybody else have any questions? Anything else we can touch on? We touched on sales and following up and joining and
Last night we talked about in our little chat saying how we're going to, because Amy's leaving, so we're going to make a pivot to a new program. So we're going to be offering, we're not offering yet, but we're going to be working on trainings for Project Broadcast.
yes. And if you don't know what that is, can you explain what that is a little bit?
Yeah, so Project Broadcast is actually a one-to-one texting app. And it's seriously phenomenal. It has changed. Sorry if you can hear my printer in the background. It has changed the way that I follow up with people, because you set in templates and you can add your customers to these template campaigns, and Project Broadcast will automatically send them text messages without you ever having to do anything. So you add them and you can say, hey, this is going to be on this day, on this time. I want you to send them a text that says, how are you liking their order? And then on this day, on this time, I want you to send them a text to say, hi, just wanted to see how you're doing. And then on this day, on this time, I want you to send them a text that says, is your stash running low? I'm placing a local order here soon. I can add you on for anything you might like. And this is why I switched from Amy, because in Amy you had to go in and manually push those messages out. But these ones you can schedule, you can bulk customers. Bulk, that sounds really gross. You can bulk customers into doing it all at once. So it's not you going in and saying each customer, it's you doing all of your VIPs all at once. And it still feels like it's a personalized message coming from you. So we'll be offering some stuff on Project Broadcast, and I can't wait.
It takes a lot of the guesswork out, in my opinion, of follow-up, because once you have your campaign kind of like laid out, like for me, I used to do the binder system. So I already know I liked the 3-day, 2-week, 2-month thing that I had, like the little sections, and I would move their order. Now, if I created a campaign in Project Broadcast, it could do that for me, which is beautiful, because then it's less work on me. And then I can more so focus. I feel like when that stuff is like taken off of my plate and kind of done automatically, I can then focus on communication and connection. So like the next time I talk to them, it might be on their Facebook page about their, new puppy that they got. You know what I mean? Like that's not something that has to be the forefront of my mind. Oh, I need to follow up with them. No, that's being taken care of over here. I can be over here and, continue building connection.
And then
I love it.
They don't fall through the cracks. It's not like,
No.
oh, hey, I totally forgot that my friend Sarah placed an order on the 2nd, and I totally forgot about her to follow up in 2 weeks. So, because that's what happens sometimes. It's like life gets crazy, or you're on the road and you're not able to, follow it up. And all of a sudden you're getting a text message saying, hey, thanks so much. I actually really love it. I need to place another order. And it's because Project Broadcast automatically sent you a message from you saying, I hope you loved it. So it's great. And you can also use it for your teammates. Yeah, I have a do not cancel. We have there's new teammate templates. And another really cool thing about Project Broadcast is kind of like, has anybody used Visly before?
Yes.
So when you plug in from Facebook, you take their code and you plug it in, and Visly you can change it up and stuff. You can do the same thing with Project Broadcast. You can take somebody else's template, tweak it to make it your own, and then, it works great.
That's what I'm most excited about, I think, is the fact that I can follow up with new teamies, especially because getting them going on their first 70 days. We have like a magic in this group that if you get them plugged into the right groups, make sure your content, for some reason, we all get really high on the sensational start. So just utilize what we've got and the magic we've got on our team to kind of, do that with Project Broadcast. I'm excited for that. But we'll be working on that because
another fun thing I love oh, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I was cutting out again. Another fun thing I love about Project Broadcast too is that you can tag people for certain things. They love Disney, Pixar, add that as a tag. So you can specifically reach out to them when a new product is launching. If they love Harry Potter, if they placed a pre-order previously, if they said, crap, I missed out on the last one, you can add the tag of Harry Potter, let them know that new stuff's coming out. So you can add tags to their contact for a plethora of things to help keep it sorted and organized, so what they love. And there's a note section too. There's so much available within Project Broadcast, and they keep updating and they keep adding new things. It's only progressing, and so it's It's just such a great system. And you can have people opt in by sending you a word. So like if you opt in for the text alerts for the tribe, it's at the bottom of every email that I send you guys. Hopefully you read them. You can opt in for text alerts. And so anytime Sensi pushes a text to the leaders of a new news tab article is being pushed out, I then forward that on and make sure you are the first to know that a new news tab article has been published for need to know information. So if you're not on your phone, if you're not on your workstation, whatever, you'll have that notice and then you can go directly to it. So there are so many great options with Project Broadcast. It is a paid service. So if it is not in your budget, do not feel like you have to use it. You can use your regular text messages. You can use the workstation emails. There are so many free options. But if you have it in budget to do $15 a month, this is absolutely worth it. But make sure that you're not spending family money for this. Make sure you're selling more wax so that you can afford this. Does that make sense?
I actually used it for the sale. I texted, when was our sale? What is today? Today's Thursday. So yesterday was the sale. Sorry. So Tuesday night, I sent out a text using Project Broadcast and I said, hey, and then they have a dynamic field where you can personalize that message. So everybody within that field will get a message that says, hey, first name, their first name. We have a huge flash sale happening tomorrow. If you'd like me to send you the link when it launches, just send me the code word sale and I'll send you the link tomorrow. XO Courtney. And then of all the people that I sent, I had 15 people send back the code word that said sale. And of those 15 people, 9 people placed sale orders. So it worked great because I didn't even have to remember, like I almost didn't wake up in time for the sale because it was like at like 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that's too early. Nobody's got time for that. So Project Broadcast would have, even if I was still asleep in bed, Project Broadcast still would have sent my message saying, the sale is live, here's the link. And granted, I did wake up like 10 minutes before the sale because people were sending messages in group chats. So my phone was buzzing. It was like a personal alarm. But it's great. It's totally revolutionized the way that I run my business, the way that I follow up with people, and the way that I connect to people one-on-one rather than doing it on Facebook because I've moved away from Facebook a lot. So
to add on to what Ariel was saying, when you don't have the $15 a month yet built into your business, because we're going to get your business there, you know. Something I was thinking too is that we as leaders could probably come together and figure out the systems that you guys are using in Project Broadcast, because if people are just texting, we can kind of give you guys a template of this is how Project Broadcast is doing it for us. Here's what you'd have to do manually, but here's how we're checking in with ours. Here's our 2-day, 2-week, 2-month, whatever we're using, depending on how you guys do it. So I think we could probably come up with something to help you guys out that aren't ready for Project Broadcast yet. Once I have built into Project Broadcast, I will make sure I had that up. I'm writing it down. Okay, so we've got 4 minutes. Anything else?
I'm gonna go clean my shower.
What?
So excited.
Like it's 2 p.m. for me.
Courtney, have you seen?
I always clean. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie. Go ahead.
No, there's a reel where there's a background and it says everything is content, everything is content, everything is content. So just like spray your shower, it's like everything is content. Like I think, like, you know, sometimes you just have to have fun with it too, right? Like I guess the last tidbit I'd leave, and then Courtney, I totally cut you off, but don't overthink it. But that's the first thing when you're like, I'm gonna go clean my shower, is like everything is content, everything is content. Because everything is.
Agree.
Everybody always says, because they don't believe me, because I squeegee my shower every time I get out of the shower. I'll just like squeegee the doors, and then once a week I'll clean with the power wash. And the videos never show the power wash. Bathroom cleaner. It feels like power wash. So once a week I'll clean the shower doors with our amazing cutting bathroom cleaner, and people are always like, well, your shower doors are already clean. I'm like, well, not really, because you just can't see it that well. And I'm a little bit of a clean freak. So not having cleaned my shower doors, not having squeegeed anytime I got out of the shower for 2.5 weeks, my doors are nasty. And I'm about to prove how freaking amazing our bathroom cleaner is, because I'm going to go do a video with it. Get ready.
I'm excited. Video and pictures. Can't wait.
Yes. Oh, means I gotta
Everything
get
is content.
RA.
I know everything is content. If anybody hasn't taken a screenshot, you can take a screenshot of all of us on here. Everything's content. There you go. You showed up for the call. Congratulations, guys. Another week down. Weekly connection. So yeah. Also, I hope you wrote notes and only implement one thing that you want to kind of do out of our lovely things. Just remember that you don't have to do everything at once. Build something in this week, build in another thing. I highly recommend starting with the 90-day sleigh thing. The 90-day, or we're not calling it the sleigh. It's like the 5x7. 5x7. Start with that, because I think that will get your mind going on what works for you, how you want to take the approaches, how you want to follow up. So start with that. Anything else? We've got 2 minutes. We're not cutting this early. I'm a very punctual person now. But I'm telling myself until it happens. Oh my, I've got messages.
And as a side note, I was taking some notes, so I will share those in the tribe group later. I will also get on and make sure that the video is posted, make sure it goes out with the newsletter tomorrow morning. So, thank you. Okay.
That was, it worked. We could kind of hear you.
No. Okay, do I need to repeat it?
A little bit.
A little bit.
You're gonna put the
took some
video
notes.
into, okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I'll put the video in the newsletter like I usually do. Newsletter is
Perfect. She's going to take this video and make sure it goes out to all of the people that get the newsletter. So if you guys are not already subscribed to the newsletter, be sure that you and your team are, because it's a very handy thing and it will include videos like this that help them weekly. And she took notes.
Yeah.
What, Courtney?
I said, plus you get to see our faces and
Not chaotic. It's fine. All right. So we are at 2 o'clock. So if nobody else has anything, we will see you guys next week at the Weekly Connection, if not on Facebook. Bye, friends. Do I stop recording and then end it?
yeah, stop recording.
Where's the?
I don't know.
Oh, it's right there. Just stop. Yes. Yes.